for the 5th annual Jackson County Free Museum Day from Experience Jackson, Marketing and Development Director Rachel Buchanan, and from Ye Olde Carriage Shop Museum, Lloyd Ganton. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
Rachel and Lloyd teaming up again this year. This is the 5th year we've done it.
Mm-hmm. Museum Day is a great opportunity to check out some of those places that we may be aware of, but maybe don't always take the opportunity to stop by and explore. Museum Day is great because it's free. It kind of opens the doors, literally, for new guests and visitors from right here in Jackson or farther away as well.
Well, not that the price of admission would discourage anyone from visiting any of these museums. In fact, I think the Ye Olde Carriage Shop doesn't even charge admission the rest of the year.
No, it's donations only.
Now, we hear every year the phrase, "I had no idea this was here." And it's surprising because it's Jackson County people that are discovering these museums.
Yeah. Well, we have such a variety too. You know, you think museum and you might go toward the direction of art. You might go toward the direction of history. In Jackson, we also go in all sorts of directions all the way around. I mean, with Ella Sharp, we've got the planetarium and fine art with some of the historical museums over in Lake Waterloo. You've got some of those old farm buildings and old homesteads and things. So it's really a variety of things across all wards.
Now, I know we deal a lot with Jackson County history with museums, but we've got some one-of-a-kind and unique collections that are nowhere else in the world.
Like cars, for instance, the old carriage shop, that's for sure.
We have 19 Jackson-made cars in our museum. 5 are one and onlys in existence. And it's really interesting to invite people in to see these cars because they had no idea about Jackson's history.
Yeah, people are surprised, I know, because I've overheard them. They made cars in Jackson?
Yes.
How many different cars were
23 companies.
Wow. What was the reason that the Jackson did not become the next Flint?
Well, mainly because Henry Ford started the assembly line with the Model T, and he manufactured 15 million Model Ts between 1908 and 1927, and because you sold those for $400, well, Jackson was building cars for $1,000 to $1,500 apiece, and obviously you see what happened.
Handmade cars just couldn't compete with the assembly line.
That's right.
Now, you weren't able to buy these cars yourself for $1,500 to bring them back to the museum. It was quite an ordeal to really assemble this collection.
Well, it's taken 45 years of hard work, a lot of traveling, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of visitations.
Is there still a car out there somewhere that maybe it hasn't been discovered yet that you really want to have in the museum?
I know of 2, Bart, but they will not let us have them, so I'm just going to wait them out.
Everything's for sale, Lloyd.
Well, sometimes not.
What's the most recent addition to the museum?
A 1907 Buick built in Jackson, Michigan. It's all original, and it's quite a beautiful piece. And you probably have a picture of that somewhere in the...
Yeah, we just looked at it. It just went by.
Good. Well, anyway, as far as I know, there's only 3 of those in existence that were built in Jackson.
Awesome. Well, it's great that people are preserving our history. So it's pretty amazing. At these Museum Day events, there's things happening besides just looking.
Absolutely, yeah. Some of the museums have opened up their doors for self-guided tours and cookies, light refreshments to go along with browsing the items. But places like Ella Sharp are doing quite a big to-do. They actually are part of another event that same day alongside of Jackson District Library. So the bookmobile will be out there, and I think some food trucks maybe, and So it's kind of a variety of, what you'll find at each one. I know a lot of hands-on activities at Hanover Horton's the Conklin Reed Organ Museum as well. Also a crazy collection of awesome things too with the organs there. So
It seems like as you look at the list of museums, it's all volunteers. In just about every case, volunteers are keeping these museums alive.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And something else this time you won't want to forget to check out, or something you may have, well, you wouldn't have missed it because it is new. The Boland Express experience. JTV had a big hand in helping make that come to life. But it's an interactive virtual train ride experience. And so that's going to be open that day too.
So that'll be new, that exhibit, Last Railway Museum.
Yep.
Is there anything new this year that you didn't have in the past 4 years?
Me. I've been to Museum Day probably 3 out of the last 5 years. So experiencing it as a person, going to the museum and kind of exploring and learning firsthand. And this year, kind of a little bit more behind the scenes has been just incredible to see everything that goes into it and some of the fascinating things we might find. So,
Lloyd, you had some hands-on things going on. It looks like you had last year an engine that was up on some blocks or something.
Yes, this was 2 years ago. A gentleman who has Model T parts, and he takes them apart in front of the crowd and has them run without being in the car. It's amazing because you see what it takes to build a Model A Ford, and he was a Ford man.
We're getting up on prom, parade, and wedding season, and I know you've had your cars out. Do they all operate?
Most of them do. Some I haven't started in quite a while, but when you have 60 automobiles in the museum, it's hard for one guy to run them.
Do you have problems obtaining the right fuel for some of the older vehicles?
Yes, I can buy the right fuel, but when you're going to crank them up, you got to put batteries in, water in them, check the oil, get the tires all blown up. So it's quite a job to get a car ready for, say, a wedding, a parade, but we do it quite often.
Yeah. Is there a museum besides your own that you're a fan of?
Well, probably the one in Kalamazoo is the favorite one.
The Gilmore.
Gilmore. It's the finest museum in the world.
Again, your favorite. Old automobiles. Besides the old automobiles at your museum, there's some other collections there too.
Well, we have pedal car collections and toy collections. We have a kitchen from 1955 that belonged to my mother-in-law, Judy's mother, and Judy decided we were going to honor her with her kitchen from 1955. And Judy took the leadership in that, and it's there for the public to enjoy.
We've got all corners of Jackson County covered with museums. They're everywhere.
yeah, it's beautiful all the way over to Concord. A couple historic houses over there. There's a church that's a part of their museum system in that direction, so that'll be open. In the other direction, all the way over to the Waterloo Recreation area with the Dewey School House and Museum and Tompkins, and I mean it's all over the place. Over to Grass Lake, and yep, right here in Jackson too.
The challenge will be to get to them all. It's not going to be. It really won't be possible.
I don't know. Yeah, there's 11 different museums this year, so I think if you pick out, if you get to 3 to 4 on that day, you're doing pretty good. So that's great because we plan on continuing this in the future. So.
Yeah, there's next year and the year after that. Did we actually miss a year with the pandemic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So ice cream. No, some of these places will serve up some refreshments. I've had a hot dog at your place before.
Yeah, we usually give free candy and different small items. I don't know of any museum that serves a meal, just goodies.
Right. Well, there's just too many. How many did you keep track of? How many people participated last year?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but I know that it's typically overwhelming in a good way. So a lot.
We'll go 500 people, close to 600 during the day.
And it's geared to the whole family. Kids is all the way up.
Yeah, it's for everybody.
Right, and what's wonderful, the volunteers from the community that come in, especially our Jackson County Library people, they take a day off and come to the various museums and help with the tours.
Obviously, Experience Jackson wants people outside our area to experience Jackson. Besides attracting locals to these museums of local interest, you actually get quite a few people that come from far and wide to visit here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And something that they can take away as well this year, the prizes at each locations are going to be determined by our Experience Jackson app. So it's kind of a challenge. If you stop into one of them, you can check in on our app, and that could get you a nice prize. And we've got some things up our sleeve for the rest of the summer, something along that same lines too. So if you get just a taste on Museum Day, you can continue that throughout the next few months.
Rachel, I know you've been traveling all throughout the Midwest, trying to get people interested in Jackson.
Yeah.
What's been the big attraction? What are people most excited about Jackson?
People love things that are fresh and new and bright and colorful. We've got bright walls in that category. Jackson is quite a golfing destination too. We work with the hotels and some special golf packages to bring people in. The golf courses and the hotels will actually work together to schedule tee times and make sure you have a nice stay when you're here. So there's some things like that. People love our history. They love learning about the Underground Railroad downtown. We've just installed new signs in the last couple of months to take people through that experience. And of course, all of our festivals and everything's opening back up this summer. So, people are excited about that too.
Museum Day, one day only, but these museums are open for the most part year-round. Some by appointment only, and I think that's the case with Ye Old Carriage Shop, right?
That's correct.
If someone wants to take a tour or bring a group through there, they contact you?
Yeah, call our office or dial 517-750-0500, and we would love to have them come.
Yeah, it takes really a lot of time to see everything in your museum. You probably stumble on things you didn't even know you had.
Oh, quite often.
No, I asked Lloyd a few weeks ago, remember, I said, how would you know if someone picked something up off the shelf and put it in their pocket?
I have everything memorized.
He would know. Don't even think about it. So are you going to need help? Are you looking for any volunteer crews to work?
If someone is interested, I imagine that we would find a place for them on that day. So like you said, the Jackson District Library is helping out in a big way with some of their staff as volunteers, but I'm sure that if there was someone interested, wanted to learn that a little bit and give some time back and do that, we would be more than welcome. Yeah, they would.
Lloyd, what's the last car you had out on the road?
Oh, probably a 57 Chevrolet, a red one. And that belongs to Judy, so I don't get to drive it very often.
And you've got a pretty loud, souped-up roadster that's fairly new to your collection.
That's right. We have a 2222 Corvette. Just got delivered by Art Main. And we had that out the other night, and we enjoy it.
I think your grandson seems to be enjoying it a little more than you.
He makes a phone call and says, "Grandpa, can I get the keys?"
It's a chick magnet.
Yes.
Yes. Well, good luck with Museum Day. Great to see we're having it again this year.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
From Jackson County Museum Day, Experience Jackson Marketing and Development Manager Rachel Buchanan and the founder of Ye Old Carriage Shop, Car Museum, and more, Lloyd Ganton. Stick with us. We've got some birthdays to celebrate in the Jennifer Scanlon Birthday Club after these words.